Hello friends. This is Phoenix What If. How are you all? So in this video, we will see what if Naruto is killed by Mizuki only to rise again. But before we start, if you want more amazing stuff like this, then be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, if possible, share this video with your friends. Now without wasting any more time, let's begin the story. It was a rainy day. The only ones about were the kids at the Ninja Academy. Most of the students would have rather stayed in today if it wasn't the graduation exams. We find a blonde loudmouth cursing the rain as he makes his way to the academy. Naruto had all the misfortune the world could heap on his shoulders. The teachers except Iruka had purposely mistrained him so he would get killed if he ever became a shinobi. The shopkeepers would only sell him, kill me, orange jumpsuits. If this wasn't enough, Naruto was hated by his own village for having the Kyuubi sealed inside of him. Everywhere he went, the villagers would look on him with hate in their eyes and tried to kill him at every chance they could find. It wasn't to say Naruto had no one that cared for him. The third Hokage loved Naruto as a grandson but could never spend time with him. All of the three roads' time was spent fighting his mortal enemy, paperwork. Iruka had befriended Naruto, but he was too late to fix the problems Naruto's other teachers had caused with Naruto's skills. The owner of the ramen shop and his daughter were kind to Naruto, but since they weren't important in the village, they could do nothing to stop Naruto's treatment. Naruto had woken up early hoping to pass his exams. He hoped and prayed to Kami that he wouldn't have to do a clone jutsu as they never worked for him. Naruto had learned everything anyone tried to teach him, but they never seemed to work. If it wasn't for Iruka, he wouldn't even know how to do the henge or replacement jutsu. Naruto finally made it out of the rain and into his classroom after getting drenched. He looked around to find most of the students dry with umbrellas standing next to their desks. He sorely wished the shops would sell him one, but they refused. He took his seat after shaking himself dry. There was shouting heard down the hall and Naruto groaned. He knew who was coming. It was Ino and Sakura fighting over Sasuke. Naruto had always wondered if Sasuke was gay because who would willingly be single with hot girls fawning over them? Naruto had a crush on Sakura when he was younger, but that ended not that long ago. Even I am not stupid enough to want a girl that does nothing but hit me, Naruto mused. Out of my way, Ino pig. Sakura shouted. You're the one in my way, forehead, Ino loudly retorted. Ha! I got her first, Ino pig. Sakura exclaimed. No I did, forehead, Ino cursed. It was then when they realized that Naruto was seating in the seat that they wanted. The one right next to Sasuke, of course. Naruto quickly got up as he wasn't in the mood to be yelled at or hit for a seat. Naruto simply offered it up, but this only continued the arguing. Naruto Baka was offering it to me, Sakura claimed. No, he was offering it to me, Ino countered. As the fight went on, Naruto took a seat next to Hinata. Hinata had fallen for our hero, but she was too shy to tell him. Naruto had mistaken her stuttering and fainting as some kind of sickness. Hinata for her part had never debated this, so her feelings for Naruto never came to light. Everyone else knew her feelings, though much to the displeasure of Kiba. Kiba had always wanted Hinata, but she was dead set on Naruto. Naruto sat quietly until the fighting finally got on his nerves. He had taken this every day at the academy. This time though he snapped and yelled at the two useless fangirls. You call me stupid? Haven't you ever noticed there is a seat on either side of Sasuke? Naruto snapped. Finally someone says it. Shino and I have been wondering how stupid you two really are, Shikamaru exclaimed. This had the effect of the two fangirls glaring at Shino, Shikamaru, and Naruto. They, however, each took a seat on either side of Sasuke. It was then that Iruka came into the room and was surprised that for once there was no fighting in his room. Iruka just chalked it up to the weather and started the second part of the exam. All right everyone. We did the written and reflex parts of the exam yesterday, so we will move on to the ninjutsu and taijutsu parts today. Let's go to the yard and do taijutsu. Everyone follow me, Iruka explained. It didn't take long for everyone to get out to the yard and lined up. Sakura and Ino hadn't fought as they both were concentrating on the exam. Hinata took all the courage she could find and stood next to Naruto. Sasuke for his part simply looked bored knowing he would pass. The taijutsu exams went by fast. Ino and Sakura tied as neither of them could do anything but academy taijutsu. They didn't bother training either because all they cared about was their looks trying to impress Sasuke. Hinata easily put away Amy as Amy didn't know anything other than Academy Taijutsu and Hinata had her Hyuga-style Taijutsu. Kiba did well though it was hard on him to fight without using his ninjutsu. Shino, Choji, and Shikamaru did enough to pass. Then, it came down to the final match. Sasuke with his clan style versus Naruto that was never taught any style. Naruto couldn't help feel that either Sasuke was getting special treatment like always or that someone wanted Naruto to fail. Naruto did the only thing he could do. He charged Sasuke only to be kicked in the face. Naruto got in a lucky shot now and again but Sasuke's style did more damage than Naruto could. Each charge Naruto made was countered or outright dodged. All the while wondering just who would be stupid enough to put a brawler up against the best taijutsu fighter of the academy class. Naruto glanced to the side to see Mizuki smirk before Sasuke knocked him out. Naruto knew that he had already failed by the time it came to do ninjutsu. Everyone made 5 perfect clones. Naruto, while he watched Sasuke, screamed in his head. Why did it have to be clones? Everyone knows I can't make a clone to save my life, Naruto thought. Naruto was called and told to make 5 clones. He gathered up his chakra hoping for a miracle. It seemed if Kami had taken the day off for Naruto. Naruto only created 1 clone and it laid on the floor drained of color. It looked very sickly. Then the words Naruto knew but dreaded came. Naruto, you fail, Iruka screamed disappointed in his student. After school Naruto sat in the swing outside of the school and watched as the rest of his class were being congratulated for passing. Even if he had passed, there would be no one to congratulate him. This is why he had his secret dream. It was a simple dream but it looked like it would never come true. Naruto's dream was simply have a family and know what love was really like. His dream of being Hokage was only so he could get his real dream. If he wanted a family, he would need someone to respect him enough to become his wife. He simply couldn't think of a way better to get respect than be Hokage. He knew with his current skills he wouldn't be able to become a ninja let alone Hokage. This is why he trained his body non-stop every day. He wasn't as simple to think that he could become a ninja without a teacher. Iruka simply came too late. If Iruka had been his teacher all along maybe he wouldn't have been so bad at ninja skills. It was at this point Mizuki came up to Naruto. Mizuki knew Naruto would do anything to become a ninja. It was something that Mizuki was counting on. Naruto would simply do it without thinking of anything but attaining his dream. Naruto. You know Iruka wanted you to pass, don't you? Mizuki asked, setting his plan in motion. I know but he can't help that I am a failure, Naruto replied a little dead inside. You know there is a makeup test, don't you? Mizuki taunted. Really? What do I have to do? Naruto asked, ignoring the bad feeling he had. All you have to do is steal the forbidden scroll in the Hokage's tower tonight and bring it to the old cabin in the woods outside of the main village. Mizuki told him with a hidden smirk. Later that night Naruto had stolen the scroll and made it to the cabin. Mizuki hadn't shown up yet to pass him so he decided to read the scroll. When he saw the first jutsu on the scroll his smile failed. It just had to be a clone. Does Kami hate me? Why is it always a clone? Naruto mused. Naruto decided it was better to learn what he could. No one would teach him anyways so he practiced for the 2 hours he waited for someone to show up. He had just learned the shadow clone when he saw someone coming through the woods. He expected Mizuki but he was shocked to find a very angry-looking Iruka. Naruto. What do you think you are doing? Iruka shouted. What? Mizuki told me that if stole this scroll I would pass the makeup test but I got bored. I actually learned one of the jutsu on the scroll. Naruto exclaimed happily. What, there is no makeup test? Oh no, Naruto, Mizuki tricked you, Iruka said. Naruto never heard the rest as Mizuki showed up. Before anyone could notice, Mizuki threw a kunai right into Naruto's forehead, splitting his goggles. Naruto simply fell flat and Iruka grabbed the scroll. Unknown place. Naruto couldn't figure out where he was. He knew Iruka was talking to him but everything was black. It was almost like all the light had died. It was then a ghostly image appeared in front of him. Naruto Uzumaki, I have come for you. I take no pleasure for taking you as you have lived a life worse than hell itself. This is why I offer you a deal. Kyuubi belongs in hell and I need a champion in the mortal realm. I will give you a bloodline if you will act on my behalf. I order for you to do so. I will give you knowledge of the deadly arts that you were robbed of. I will even give you a contract to summon devils to your aid. After I take Kyuubi out of you, you will gain the smarts and chakra control it denied you, Shinigami offered. If I accept, what would the bloodline do? Naruto asked. It allows you to keep the skills that belong to those you kill. Everything they know and can do is yours for the kill. I will warn you, anything they have stolen will go with them. If a bloodline is stolen or given to them, they will take it with them to the afterlife. Otherwise, you keep what you kill, Shinigami explained. I won't kill a fellow leaf ninja or give up on being a ninja. Will the bloodline pass on to my children and so on? Naruto asked. You don't have to kill your fellow leaf ninja, don't worry. Wow, the fox did more damage than I thought. A bloodline means it is passed from parent to children, little one. Shinigami explained while laughing. Then I accept. Naruto answered. Shinigami handed Naruto a contract with devils and had Naruto sign it. After Naruto signed it, Shinigami reached into Naruto's body and ripped out the Kyuubi, sending it to hell. Naruto could feel as his mind and body change. Knowledge of Kenjutsu, Taijutsu, Ninjutsu, and Genjutsu seeped into his brain. Naruto could feel as two pitch-black swords appeared on each side, with a double-chain scythe appeared on his back. His happy-go-lucky personality disappeared, being replaced by a male storm. Both calm and wild took its place. A tattoo of the Grim Reaper appeared on each of his forearms. The kanji for death appeared where the kunai struck him, and his whisker marks disappeared. The summoning scroll was contained in a scroll pouch that appeared on the back of his new belt that has a skull buckle. His clothes disappeared, being replaced with skin-tight black pants, a skin-tight black shirt, and black ninja shoes. Time to go back and be my Reaper. Naruto, from now on you are my friend. You never need fear death again. Go forth and be my angel without mercy. Shinigami told Naruto as he faded away and the blackness receded. Back at cabin in the mortal realm, Naruto's lifeless body stirred as Iruka was barely fighting off Mizuki. Iruka had taken oversized shuriken to the back and it was slowing him down. Iruka held onto the forbidden scroll for dear life, but he knew he would soon pass out with the loss of blood. It was then that Mizuki noticed a change. Naruto pulled a kunai out of his forehead. How are you alive? I killed you, Mizuki ranted, making Iruka turn around to see a now standing Naruto. Death is a friend of mine. He will never come for me until I am ready. Here, let me introduce you, Naruto taunted. Naruto pulled his midnight black swords and jumped in front of Mizuki. Naruto slashed at Mizuki with both swords to be blocked by two kunai. Naruto kept striking with his swords and each strike was wearing down Mizuki. After each strike, Mizuki's hands became more and more numb. How is he doing this? He couldn't even do taijutsu earlier, Mizuki wondered. If you want to live, you best pay attention, Naruto taunted. Mizuki kept countering Naruto but was beginning to tire. Naruto seemed to have ungodly stamina and now had the skill to back it up. Naruto jumped back and put up his katanas only to draw his double-chain scythe. Each time he threw one of the sides, it would cut Mizuki, making it harder for Mizuki to fight. It was then Naruto threw one side of his double-chain scythe for the last time Mizuki would ever see. Tell Shinigami that I said hi, Naruto said when he pulled on the chain, bring the scythe back, cutting off Mizuki's head. It was then that the Anbu and the third Hokage showed up. At an order from the third, the Anbu took Iruka to the hospital and took away the very dead Mizuki. The third Hokage led Naruto to his office to explain what had happened. Hokage's office, after one long explanation. That is quite a tale, Naruto. The third Hokage replied. I know. It happened to me and I can hardly believe it. It is the truth though, Gigi-san. Naruto told the third. Well, for killing the traitor, Mizuki, I will make you a leaf ninja. Here is your headband and you need to show up at the academy tomorrow to get your team. Iruka should be up and around by then. The third told Naruto as he handed him a leaf headband. Will do, Gigi-san, Naruto said while bowing and left for his hellhole apartment. It was a calm day as Naruto made his way to the academy for hopefully the last time. Naruto had found that only had those ugly bright orange jumpsuits in his closet. He decided that he would have to find someone that could stand him to sell him some good-looking clothes. In the end, He had to wash his suit from the day before, but he refused to have to wash clothes every day. Naruto had woken up late today, much to his displeasure. He rushed to the school, having to avoid the villagers as he could no longer heal like he used to. If there was an upside to holding a demon, it was the unnatural healing ability. As Naruto jumped from rooftop to rooftop, he was almost giddy to see the looks on the other ninjas' faces. It didn't take long to get to the academy, but he was saddened that he couldn't stop. He would have given anything to be able to have some of his favorite food, ramen. He simply walked into the academy with a smirk on his face that he quickly schooled. After all, Naruto Uzumaki had died yesterday, and Naruto, the Reaper, had taken his didn't mean he stopped liking ramen by any means. The class was in a sober mood. Today was the day they started their ninja lives. Only Sasuke's fangirls had not realized this would mean fighting to the death soon. Sakura was doing what she always did, trying to get Sasuke to notice her. The mood suddenly shifted when Naruto walked in the door. "What are you doing here, dead last? I know you failed the test," Kiba yelled out. "I had a makeup test of sorts," Naruto calmly explained while pointing to his headband. "Naruto actually made it. I didn't lose my chance after all," Hinata, though, with a smile on her face. "Yeah, right, Dobi. Someone like you could never pass an exam," Sasuke said with a snide tone. "Sasuke, are you telling me you suddenly went blind?" Naruto retorted in a cold voice. Before anything more could be said, Iruka walked in with a limp. He quickly sized up the class before trying to get their attention. It seemed Naruto wasn't making friends that easily, but Naruto had never really been on anyone's good side. "Sit down and shut up," Iruka commanded, then he continued. "All right, all of you here have passed your exams one way." Iruka suddenly looked at Naruto. "Or another. I am pleased to inform you that Naruto has passed by saving my life and taking down a traitor to the village." To say the class was shocked was an understatement. None of them could figure out how the dead last could take anyone down, let alone a ninja. The room was full of whispers before Iruka called their attention back. "Your teams will be decided by your overall scores from the exam and your academy grades. I have the list right here, please listen for your name, and after I am done reading off the teams, wait for your Junin instructor," Iruka told the class. Naruto tuned out most of the speech. He was too busy counting the tiles on the ceiling. It wasn't until he heard his name that he came out of his fog. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno. Naruto and Sakura groaned, and Sasuke Uchiha. Opening parenthesis. Sakura cheered, Ino groaned, and Sasuke banged his head against the desk with Kakashi Hatake as your sensei. Team 8 will be Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga. Kiba cheered and Hinata groaned. And Shino Aburame with Kurenai Yuhi as your sensei. Hinata cheered. Team 9 is still active, so we will move on to Team 10. Team 10 will be Shikamaru Nara, Shoji Akamichi, and Ino Yamanaka. Ino groaned. With Asuma Sarutobi as your sensei. Once again, please wait for your sensei to come pick you up. Iruka finished reading off the assignments. Iruka left the students to talk as they waited. Team 8 left first, only to be followed shortly after by the other teams. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke were still waiting, with all three getting bored. Naruto simply polished with his swords, getting an odd look from Sasuke. Sakura was trying to get Sasuke's attention, and Sasuke was brooding as always. As Naruto moved on to polish his double-chained scythe, Kakashi finally showed up. "All right, Team 7 with me," Kakashi ordered until he noticed Naruto's double-chained scythe. "Is that blood on your weapon?" "Hi. Is something wrong?" Naruto retorted. "Meet me in 5 minutes on the roof," Kakashi ordered, as he figured to ask Naruto why there was blood on his weapon later. Academy roof. 5 minutes later. Kakashi was surprised that they had made it up to the roof so quickly. Sasuke came up first, followed by Sakura, and Naruto brought up the rear with a bored look on his face. Kakashi dismissed this as the file on Naruto said we was always hyper. Kakashi finally spoke as the three took a seat on the steps to the higher part of the roof. "All right. I want each of you to introduce yourselves. I want to hear you likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dream for your future," Kakashi informed them. "Sensei, could you go first so we know what you want?" Sakura asked. "I thought she was supposed to be the smartest in her class," Kakashi thought, with a sweat drop falling on his forehead. "I am Kakashi Hatake. I like some things. I dislike other things. My hobbies are personal. My dream for the future is. You're too young to understand, Kakashi told them. WTF? We only learned his name, all three genins thought. Your turn, Pinky. Kakashi ordered. I am Sakura Haruno. I like. Glances to Sasuke. I did like Ino Pig and glares at Naruto. My hobby is. Glances at Sasuke. My dream for the future is. Glances at Sasuke. Sakura informed them. Oh, great, I got a fangirl, Kakashi thought with a sweat drop forming. Your turn, brooding kid. Kakashi ordered. I am Sasuke Uchiha. I like nothing. I hate a lot. My hobbies are training. My dream is more of an ambition. I am going to kill a certain man and revive my clan, Sasuke replied. First, a fangirl and now, an avenger that might get his team killed. Kami, do you hate me or something? Kakashi thought. Alright, blonde ie it is your turn now, Kakashi ordered. I am Naruto Uzumaki. I like reaping people, ramen, and people that judge others for things they can't control. I dislike the time it takes ramen to cool down, traitors, and enemy shinobi. My hobbies are training, talking to the people I like, and think of new jutsu. My dream is to become a legend and start a clan. Naruto told them and took a deep breath. Who is this guy and what did he do with Naruto? Sasuke and Sakura wondered. Well, he certainly isn't what the file told me, Kakashi puzzled. Well, now that is out of the way, meet me tomorrow on Training Ground 12 at 8 a.m. for your Genin test, Kakashi ordered. Sensei, we already had our Genin test, Sakura retorted. What are these others really like if she is the smartest of the class? Kakashi puzzled. No, you passed the academy test. Only your Junin instructor can give you the Genin test, Kakashi answered. Then, you mean the academy test was useless? Sasuke asked because he was angry that he took a useless test. No, if you hadn't passed in one way or another, you wouldn't be able to take the Genin test, Kakashi retorted. Be at Training Grounds 12 tomorrow at 8 and don't eat breakfast, you might puke it up, Kakashi ordered and disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Training Ground 12. The next day, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke were waiting in the clearing of the training ground. Kakashi was already late by 2 hours. Sasuke was ignoring Sakura and Naruto. Sakura wouldn't give up and kept talking non-stop to Sasuke while totally ignoring Naruto. Naruto was happy that he didn't listen to Kakashi and he stopped by the ramen shop to eat breakfast. He was currently sitting with his back to one of the 3 posts in the center of the clearing. Naruto watched as the birds went by and he laughed as both Sasuke and Sakura's tummy growled. He just sat there conserving his energy as he waited. The same couldn't be said for Sakura or Sasuke as Sakura wouldn't shut up and Sasuke used his chakra over his ears to tune out Sakura. It was only after the 3rd hour that Kakashi finally showed up. You're late, sensei, Sakura screamed. I put in earplugs and I could still hear her. I need to find better earplugs. Both Naruto and Kakashi thought as they removed their earplugs. Well, let me explain your test. You have to get these 2 bells from me before noon. Kakashi started before being interrupted by Sakura. Why are there only 2 bells when there are 3 of us? Sakura asked. Are they sure she was the smartest one in the class? The other 2 seem brighter than she is. Kakashi mused. I am glad you asked. Not. It is because one of you will be tied to one of these logs, not get lunch, and get sent back to the academy. In order to pass you got to come at me like you want to kill me. Kakashi told them with a smile hidden under his mask. Fun. Naruto thought. How can we fight a Junin and win? Sakura thought. Time to prove Uchihas are better than the rest, Sasuke thought. Before anyone else knew what was happening, Naruto threw one side of his double-chain scythe at Kakashi. Kakashi for his part disappeared and reappeared behind Naruto with a kunai at Naruto's neck. Kakashi sighed and looked at Naruto. I didn't tell you to begin yet. Kakashi yelled. When did fights start with the word begin? Maybe you need to tell the villagers that in Mizuki could have done well to learn that as my head still hurts. Naruto retorted. This is just a test, Naruto. It isn't an actual fight. Kakashi snapped back. I thought we were supposed to try and kill you, sensei, Naruto came back with. This Naruto kid is a psycho, Kakashi thought. What just happened? Sakura and Sasuke thought. Oh well. Begin? Kakashi said and disappeared in a poof of smoke. The three genin jumped into the trees, each one hiding. This had surprised Kakashi because the file said Naruto would be the one to try to charge him. Instead, Naruto was throwing shuriken and kunai from 5 different trees at a time with his shadow clones. Sasuke and Sakura were at a loss as Naruto was actually making a decent distraction. Sakura charged in trying to take up Kakashi as he focused on trying to dodge the projectiles. This didn't last long as Kakashi cast a genjutsu on Sakura and she rushed to the forest. Sakura's POV she had just charged at Kakashi, hoping to take advantage of the dead last student's attacks. The next thing she knew, she saw Sasuke limping all the way with kunai and shuriken sticking into his body. She followed Sasuke into the forest to give him first aid, only to scream curses at Naruto for hurting Sasuke. She refused to believe anything other than Naruto had been such a bad shot that he hit Sasuke instead of Kakashi. Sakura screamed and fainted as Sasuke slumped over, dead. When she finally woke back up, she charged Naruto to get her revenge. She never noticed Sasuke throwing kunai and shuriken in an attempt not to be outdone by Naruto. After she killed several of Naruto's clones, she found the real Naruto. Naruto looked confused when Sakura pulled a kunai and tried to kill him. You killed Sasuke, you bastard, Sakura screamed as she attacked. What are you talking about? Sasuke is over there. Naruto defended against his teammate and pointed to Sasuke's location. I saw him die. You can't lie to me. I know you have always been angry that I love him. I will kill you for killing him, Sakura screamed. Naruto saw she wouldn't listen to reason and threw his double chain scythe. He dodged repeatedly with all his concentration on Sakura. Naruto's clones stopped the attack on Kakashi and ran to the aid of the original. Just as the nearest clone arrived, Naruto pulled back on the double chain scythe, causing the blunt end to hit Sakura in the back of the head, knocking her out. Sasuke's POV, where is she going? We could have won if she didn't break off her attack, Sasuke wondered. Sasuke had joined Naruto in throwing his shuriken and kunai after he saw Sakura run into the woods. He had almost hit Kakashi more than once, but without Sakura there things got a lot harder. He had managed to knock one of the bells off and went in to retrieve it when Naruto's projectile barrage suddenly stopped. Kakashi picked up the bell before Sasuke could get there, and now Kakashi had both bell back on his belt. Sasuke was too close to go back into hiding, so he did the only thing he could. He adopted his taijutsu stance and fought with Kakashi. He charged with his kunai in hand and put up a good fight. He made Kakashi dodge or block each of his strikes. He almost had a hand on a bell, but since he was aware of everything Sasuke was doing, Kakashi jumped away just in time. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Sasuke called out and a fireball consumed Kakashi, only for Kakashi to disappear. Where did he go? I know I couldn't have killed him that easily. He isn't in front, to the right, to the left, above or behind. Where is he? Oh, no, below. Sasuke thought but caught on too late. Earth style. Headhunter jutsu. Kakashi silently called out. I admit you were different, but you stood a better chance before your teammates stopped their attacks. Kakashi taunted Sasuke and disappeared with Sasuke stuck in the ground up to his head. Naruto's POV. Naruto had Kakashi pinned down. He knew there had to be more to this test than was let on. There was no way that a genin alone could take out a Junin. That is when it hit him, it was a test of teamwork. He could only hope the others had figured it out too. It was then that Sakura charged Kakashi. It was harder to strike at Kakashi now that Sakura was there too, but Naruto managed. Then, Sakura suddenly ran off into the and his clones kept Kakashi pinned down, but it was too hard to do anything else without backup. Naruto was glad when Sasuke started throwing kunai and shurikens too. They had even managed to cut off a bell, and Naruto would let Sasuke get it before he went to get the other, or Sakura came back for her to get it. It was then he felt a few of his shadow clones disappear, but Kakashi was still pinned down. Naruto kept feeling his clones disappear until Sakura appeared in front of him. Naruto could hear her screaming at him and turned to answer. You killed Sasuke, you bastard, Sakura screamed as she attacked. What are you talking about? Sasuke is over there. Naruto defended against his teammate and pointed to Sasuke's location. I saw him die. You can't lie to me. I know you have always been angry that I love him. I will kill you for killing him, Sakura screamed. WTF. I never even threw towards Sasuke. What is wrong with Sakura? Naruto thought. Naruto ordered his clones to come help him, forgetting about Sasuke. He defended against Sakura as best as he could. He couldn't kill his teammate, that was for sure. He did the only thing he could think of. He threw his double-chain scythe off to the side of Sakura and pulled it back until it caught. He felt his clones rushing back to him, and the moment Sakura was startled by a clone coming up next to her, he pulled his double-chain scythe, hitting Sakura in the back of the head with the bunt side of the scythe. He had knocked out Sakura, but that only meant things would get harder. It was then he heard the bell ring. Time was up. Back in the clearing with the 3 posts, Sakura woke up tied to the middle post. Her head was hurting like he was ran over by a herd of deer. The last thing she remembered was trying to kill Naruto for killing Sasuke. She slowly opened her eyes to see an angry Naruto and Kakashi. She turned her head away from them to see Sasuke alive. Her heart sunk. She had attacked a teammate over a genjutsu. What the hell was your problem, Sakura? You tried to kill me. Naruto screamed at her. Sakura, when you attacked Naruto, I lost my cover fire. I could have been killed. Sasuke shouted at her. You attacked a teammate. That is unforgivable, Sakura, Kakashi yelled at her. I saw Sasuke hurt by kunai and shuriken and followed him into the woods. I saw he fall over and die. Naruto was the only one throwing weapons, so I thought he was the one that did it, Sakura yelled back in her defense. Let me get this straight. You fell for my genjutsu and blamed your teammate. You tried to kill your teammate because you believed he betrayed Sasuke? Naruto was only focused on me, Sakura. What is worse is you assumed in the heat of battle your teammate decided to attack his teammate. You stopped your attack at the prefect time because Sasuke appeared hurt. We don't leave others behind, Sakura. We don't attack teammates. Did you even listen to Naruto's introduction? He stated he hates traitors and you think he would become one? The team failed because of you. It is only because Naruto begged me not to kill you or drop you from the program that you are still here. You 3 only pass because Naruto begged Sasuke and me to agree to keep you in the program. Sasuke said that if Naruto could overlook it, then he could. You better be very thankful to Naruto. If you had done it to me or Sasuke, we would have killed you. This will go in your file, and be very, very glad that Naruto is simple with the third, or you would be killed the moment I told him. Naruto, it is your choice to cut her down or not, Kakashi ranted. Naruto simply pulled one of his midnight swords. Sakura paled, thinking he would kill her. Naruto, however, cut her bindings and walked away. They all heard him mutter something as he walked away. My friend, Shinigami, wouldn't be pleased to deal with you, Sakura, or I would have killed you, Naruto muttered. Hokage Tower. The new Junin instructors assembled to give their reports. Kakashi handed the third a folder and went to lean against a wall. The other instructors had never seen Kakashi in such a foul mood, and for once, Kakashi wasn't reading his orange book. It was then the third decided to get the reports. Team 1 failed my exam. Team 2 failed as well. Team 3 failed also. Team 4 was the same. There is no Team 5 or 6 this year, so you're up, Kakashi. The third told him. Team 7 passed only thanks to Naruto. Kakashi spat bitterly. Team 8 passed, but I am not sure about this Kiba kid, Kurenai reported. Team 10 passed, but they will need to work on their skills, Asuma reported. All of you are dismissed other than Kakashi. The third ordered, and when they were alone continued, explain what happened. Naruto was practicing his kenjutsu deep in the woods. He knew the skill from Shinigami's knowledge transfer, but using them was another story. He had to train to make his moves belong to his body. Mizuki and Sakura had both underestimated him because they thought they were fighting the old, dead, Naruto. Naruto knew he wouldn't have had that luck against an enemy shinobi, and to make matters worse, a cat had shown him that he still needed to be humble. It was only a couple weeks ago that Team 7 had chased the infamous Tora. This cat was like a demon, and not even his shadow clones could catch it. Each time one of his shadow clones would get close, the cat would attack with its claws, making the clone poof away. Tora wasn't happy with its victories and turned to run each time it destroyed one of the clones. Naruto sorely wished he could kill the cat, but Team 7's mission was to catch and return the demon cat alive. Naruto tried to knock the cat out like he did Sakura, only to miss the fast and more agile cat. He couldn't even block the cat's surprise attacks. With his mission had given Naruto a lesson in humility that he wouldn't soon forget. It was then Naruto swore that he would never take knowledge for granted. He trained on speed with running underwater using a tube so he could breathe. It had made him faster, but Naruto wasn't totally happy. He decided to race Lee a few times only to find himself left in the dust. If he wanted to be deadly, he would have to get faster and stronger. This had led to Naruto doing something the old Naruto would have never done. He actually asked for help. Lee had given Naruto his secret to his speed and strength, if only to have a better rival. It was so simple Naruto almost kicked himself. It was nothing more than weights that gave Lee his speed and strength. This had led Naruto to learning something else. Naruto met Tenten for the first time when he went to her father's shop to get the weights and other useful tools. Flashback: Naruto had just gotten word from Lee that his teammates, Tenten, family shop sold the weights he would need for training. He rushed to the store and was surprised that he wasn't turned away like all the other shops. It was the total opposite. Tenten's father was a tall 6'5" man that looked as if he had his share of battles, but he welcomed Naruto in. He even went as far as saying that Naruto couldn't leave until he bought some clothes and weapons from him. He went into the back after Naruto told him that he need weight belts, but not before telling Naruto to look around while he waited. Naruto had found a lot of interesting weapons, but what really caught his eye was a set of custom-made shuriken. They had 6 blades instead of 4, and the sign told him that they could have an image engraved. He loved this fact and decided to have a skull engraved into a set for him. Next, he found a very useful tool. It was a set of spiked gloves and a matching set of spiked ninja boots. They would make his taijutsu all the more deadly. The spikes themselves were barbed, so they would do more damage as they came out of his victim, and had a small tube in each one that you could put poison in the tank inside of them. He could only curse his lack of knowledge on poisons as he grabbed a set, but he could make up for that later. After that, he found something he had been looking for: clothes. He had long since gotten tired of washing his outfit every day. The clothes were made of a jutsu-enhanced black root fiber to make them tougher. If that wasn't enough, you could channel chakra into them to clean them of blood or instantly dry them. He grabbed up at least 2 weeks' worth of them and made sure they were skin tight. Finally, he went to the counter expecting to find Tenten's father at the counter. This, however, wasn't the case. Tenten had came from the back while her father was looking for his stock of weight belts. She had her hair up in 2 buns with her headband tied right under them. She had a smile on her face with sweet eyes as she saw Naruto's swords and double-chain scythe. Naruto for his part couldn't help but tease her. "Well, hello, beautiful. What happened to the big scary guy?" Naruto teased. "Father is in back looking for your weight belts. I must say it is nice to see someone not wearing green spandex getting them. Any special orders today?" Tenten teased back. Naruto went ahead and explained how he wanted his 6-bladed shuriken, and then stopped as a thought crossed his mind. If they did special orders, did that mean he could customize his kunai as well? He decided that the only way to know would to be ask. "Is it possible to have get kunai weighted in the back with a skull-shaped weight?" Naruto asked. "Of course, it is. My father can make anything you can think up. He has made weapons for people as famous as the 4th Hokage. In fact, he has an open challenge for someone to find something he can't make." Tenten exclaimed with her pride in her father's skill showing. "Oh, I might have to take up that challenge. That way, I can come a flirt with his beautiful daughter again." Naruto teased her. End of flashback. Naruto smiled as he fought his army of clones. He had started liking Tenten after that day, but his first love would always be Hinata. He wasn't an idiot before his death and rebirth, but he had never realized that she liked him back until his mind grew sharper. He had always assumed that she was chronically sick since she always turned red and fainted when he saw her. He knew better now. She was too shy to come out and tell him how she felt. He would have to change that about her, but there was nothing else he would dare change about his angel. He would raise her clan to the ground if it wasn't for Hinata's loyalty to clan. They had made Hinata feel as she was worthless, and to Naruto that was unforgivable. He remembered how the villagers would attack him and try to kill him. The villagers, for all their faults, had never attacked him emotionally, but that isn't to say he wasn't emotionally hurt. Hinata's clan, however, directly attacked her pride and self-worth. Naruto shook off these thoughts as the shadow clones were on orders to attack for the kill. He could feel his weight belts pulling him down on his arms, legs, and chest. His scroll belts weren't light either, as he had trained hawks, foxes, and wolves contracted into his support summoned scrolls. He liked having hawks to deliver messages. The foxes for their cunning to disable traps and tracking. The wolves were simply because he found them much like himself. The wolves would hunt and kill without a second thought, if only to protect their pack. Unlike the foxes and hawks, the wolves had adopted Naruto into their pack. Each one of them had allowed him to have a summoning tattoo put on them. They were as fiercely loyal to Naruto as he was to them. The only downside to this form of summons was they could get hurt instead of simply disappearing when they took too much damage. His wolves seemed to pride themselves on scars, but the foxes and hawks refused to take on dangerous missions. This meant that in a fight Naruto could only rely on his devils and wolves. During the mission to catch Tora, Naruto had wondered if he should use his wolves or devils, but in the end he decided it would be too dangerous to the cat's health. It had been 4 months of D-rank missions, and both he and his summons were getting eager to get a more dangerous mission. Tora was the most dangerous mission they had gotten. It was mostly babysitting and doing what the villagers were too lazy to do. His foxes had shunned him for a week after he tried to use them to help babysit. He had been working on his skill for a whole month and felt as if he was being wasted because of the D-rank missions. Once again, Naruto snapped out of his thoughts as a clone nearly took his arm off. He had dispatched half of them already, but with each shadow clone that went down, they only got harder to beat. Each of the shadow clones now had more space to attack, making Naruto realize the more shadow clones he made, the harder it was for them to fight. Numbers can be a curse as well as a blessing. If I use too many clones, they get in each other's way, but if I use too few clones, it defeats the purpose of making them. Naruto mused. Naruto jumped back after throwing a smoke bomb, and exchanged his swords for his double-chain side. He would throw one side out and pull it back in to catch his clones off guard. He had also learned in the last week that he could swing it in a direction to trap and kill enemies. All in all, he realized that this wasn't a weapon to use in close combat with allies close by. Now that he was finished with the clones, he took off his weapons and grabbed his breathing tube. He quickly walked to the center of the river above the water and then let himself sink into it. This was he knew speed training. With his weight belts at 50 pounds each, moving in the water was extremely hard. The first time he tried this, he had tried to use his chakra to make it easier. This, however, was a mistake, as the belts fed off the chakra and got heavier. This in itself taught Naruto another lesson. Always read the instructions. After an hour of training underwater, Naruto got out and poured his chakra into his clothes to dry them. He grabbed his weapons and put them back on. After increasing the weight to 75 pounds each belt, Naruto went home to his hellhole apartment. He swore as soon as he had the money he would buy his own house. Naruto got home quickly and went straight to bed, not even bothering to take off his clothes. The only thing he did manage to take off was his swords and double-chain scythe. With Team 7 at the Hokage Tower, Naruto was standing next to Sasuke, as Sakura refused to stand next to a very edgy-looking Naruto. Sakura had a hard time not watching his double-chain scythe, as if it would suddenly take a life of its own and attack her. The memory of it knocking her out had never left her. Kakashi, for his part, also decided it was best not to be close to Naruto this moment. Over the 4 months, Sasuke had grown closer to Naruto, or at least didn't mind Naruto's mood swings. Sasuke saw Naruto's development and tried to repeatedly ask Naruto how he was getting stronger. Naruto always said the same thing, and this time was no different. "Hey, Dobi. How are you getting so strong? Don't lie to me either," Sasuke half asked and half ordered. "For the millionth time, I train." Naruto spat at Sasuke and gave him a cold glare. "Be quiet until it is our turn to get a mission," Kakashi ordered them. Team 8 had beaten them to the mission room today. Naruto was pretty sure it was because Kiba had forced Hinata and Shino to run after him. It seemed that even without a demon inside of him, that Kiba was overall worse than the old Naruto. "Even I wasn't that bad before my rebirth. How can Hinata and Shino stand dog boys ranting and raving? You got to be kidding me. I know I was going to ask for a C-rank mission, but this is too much," Naruto mused. "I demand you let us have a S-rank mission. You know I can handle anything and am better than the rest of the village. Hinata and Shino will be fine since I am there to protect them," Kiba shouted out. "He is too sure of himself. I am an Uchiha and I know I am not ready for an S-rank mission. Sasuke screamed in his head. You got to be kidding me. Kiba can't think he is better than Sasuke. Sakura screamed in her head. I see what Kurenai meant by not being sure about that boy. Even Sasuke isn't that into himself, Kakashi thought. Fine. I will give you a higher mission. Team 8 and Team 7 will take this mission together. The third Hokage paused for Team 7 to join Team 8. It will not be an S-ranked mission by any means. The third Hokage turned around and grabbed a C-ranked scroll. Team 7 and 8, your mission will be to escort a bridge builder back to his village in the Land of Waves and to protect him from bandits as he finishes his bridge. Come in Tazuna. As he came in, Naruto could see, Tazuna was about 6 feet with a tan, glasses and gray hair. He wore a brown shirt and brown pants with a cord belt. He smelled of sake and Naruto figured it was because of the jug of what must have been sake he was drinking as he entered. Oh great. He is just what I need, another drunken fool to make my life so much worse. Naruto thought, as he never had any good times with drunk people as most of them were villagers trying to kill him. This is the C-rank mission? He doesn't look worth my time, Sasuke thought. Sasuke will show Naruto up finally on this mission, Sakura thought. I get to go on a mission with Naruto-kun, Hinata thought while she summoned all of her will not to faint. My bugs are getting drunk off of his breathe alone, Shino mused. A C-rank mission, at least. I can show up Sasuke and Naruto. Just you two wait. I will take Hinata and all the other villages' women's hearts after this mission. Kiba ranted in his head. Why do I suddenly want to smack Kiba? Kurenai puzzled. Prefect. This will easy and my team will get real combat training. Good thing I always have my smut, Kakashi thought. Kurenai suddenly felt her arm jerk and before she could stop it, she smacked Kakashi in the back of the head. She didn't know why she did it, but her body seemed to scream that he deserved it. She just chalked it up to women's insight. What surprised her was that Kakashi stared at her with a wide open eye as if to ask, how did you know? Your mission starts tomorrow at noon. Be at the village gates exactly on time and that goes double for you, Kakashi. Dismissed. The third Hokage ordered. Naruto couldn't sleep since it was going to be his first mission outside of the village. He went to the clearing to get his hawks, foxes, and wolves ready. He knew he would get to know his devil summons soon, so after he fed his animals went to the clearing. He bit his thumb and called out, summoning art, devil rising. A puff of smoke appeared as his right hand came down on the ground. A beautiful woman with horns, fangs, and a long tail stepped out of the smoke. She had white hair, a 44D bust, and barely any clothes to cover her prefect body. She held a huge scythe at her side and she gave Naruto a wicked smile. Reaper-sama. I was wondering when you would call us. Is this just meet and greet or did you have some pleasure in mind? The devil asked, seeing no one else around. I am sorry, but I wanted to be ready should I need to use your power. You haven't given me your name yet though, Naruto replied. Sorry, Reaper-sama. I am Lilith, Queen of the Devils. It is a shame this isn't a visit for pleasure, Lilith said as she looked Naruto up and down like a piece of meat. Well, Lilith-chan, I need to know what your devils can do, Naruto stated as he couldn't help but blush. It really depends on what you need. All devils are female but each has their own uses. You have sirens, reapers, hunters, assassins, and corruptors. Sirens are like genjutsu users, they mess with the heads of your victims. Reapers are warriors like yourself. Hunters are just that they hunt for enemies or food. Assassins will make sure any straight male enemy will never make it to the field of battle. Corruptors are special as they can be used to delay or even recruit enemies to your side. They aren't much good against women unless they swing that way. Lilith ticked off the uses of her devils. How do I summon the ones I need? Naruto asked. You just need to summon the same way, but you need to call each time as you summon. If you want sirens for example, you called devil summoning. Sirens call. Lilith explained. A.N. For time's sake I will not go through all the ways to summon them. Naruto dispelled the summon and started practicing each of the summons. It wasn't long before he went back to his animal personal summons to explain the mission coming up. Each of the animals had different feelings about the mission. Naruto soon fell asleep in the clearing. Village gates before the mission. Naruto laid on his back watching the clouds as everyone but Kakashi had gathered at the gates. Naruto was listening to the rest of the party's conversations as he waited. He didn't want to interrupt them as Hinata was laying beside him and he for the moment was at peace. "What is taking Sensei so long?" Sakura asked as she tapped her foot. "Sakura, you know he is always late. For once follow Naruto's lead and be quiet," Sasuke told her as he was getting annoyed with Sakura. "He needs to hurry up. I can't wait to show Naruto and Sasuke," Kiba accidentally said aloud. "Kiba, you could never show Sasuke up. Just be a good dog boy and lay down next to the other loser Naruto Baka," Sakura yelled at Kiba. Naruto decided to tune out the rest as he didn't want to be dragged into it. Kakashi showed up late with Tazuna. Naruto and Hinata got up and tuned into the conversation just in time for Sakura to yell at Kakashi. "You're late, Sensei," Sakura yelled as Naruto wondered if she had a voice-raising jutsu. "I thought Kiba was loud," Hinata, Shino, and Kurenai thought. "Naruto, thank you for those new earplugs," Sasuke and Kakashi said in unison. "I would be deaf without them," Kakashi and Sasuke thought in unison. "What kind of teammate would I be if I didn't share the wealth?" Naruto asked to no one in general and handed a set to Shino, Hinata, and Kurenai. "I bet they will be just as useful for around Kiba," Naruto, Shino, Hinata, and Kurenai thought. "Let's just get going. We don't have time for this," Kurenai suggested and they left. Naruto was talking with Team 8-Kiba while Kiba and Sakura bugged Tazuna. For the most part, they tuned out Kiba and Sakura. Naruto was the first to notice a puddle as they were about to walk past it. He caught Kakashi, Kurenai, Shino, and Hinata's eyes and nodded towards the puddle. Kiba and Sakura didn't seem to notice and Sasuke was too busy glaring at Naruto to notice. "A puddle? It hasn't rained in days and the sun is out," Kakashi thought. Suddenly 2 chains came out of the puddle and cut Kakashi and Kurenai into pieces. "2 down and 6 to go," one of the assassins said. Naruto and Hinata weren't fazed. Naruto handed something to Hinata as he pulled his swords out and took on one of the 2 assassins. Hinata attacked the other with what looked like a piece of paper on her right hand. Naruto slashed at one of the shinobi as Hinata managed to put the paper on the other one where he couldn't reach. Naruto cut off his enemy from his partner. Naruto started to count down as he got towards the other leaf ninja. Just as he counted to 9, Naruto yelled at Hinata. "Jump away, Hinata!" Naruto yelled. Hinata just got out of the way when the piece of paper exploded. Hinata just used the paper as Naruto gave it to her. She was surprised that it was an explosive tag as she didn't have time to look at it. Naruto saw his enemy get distracted by the death of his partner and forced him to his knees. Naruto quickly tied up the missing ninja with his own chain. Most of the leaf ninja just stared at Naruto as if he suddenly grew a second head. Naruto saw his chance once he finished tying up the enemy to called out. "Kakashi-sensei and Kurenai come out already," Naruto called out and watched them both walk back to the group. "Nice work, Naruto and Hinata. Where on earth did you get the explosive tag, Hinata?" Kurenai asked her student. "I didn't know it was an explosive tag. Naruto just handed it to me and told me to use it on the ninja," Hinata told her before she bent over and threw up. "Hey, we needed to take them down and I didn't see the others helping," Naruto told them as he got evil glares. "Nothing we can do about that. Here, Hinata, take this to seal his head so you can get your bounty," Kakashi told her as he handed her a seal scroll. "Since I brought this one down, can I get the information and have his head?" Naruto asked Kakashi. "I was right, he is a psycho," Kakashi thought. What just happened? The rest of the genin wondered. "Is this really the dead last of the year?" Kurenai wondered as Naruto didn't wait for an answer and took the ninja into the forest. "You know Naruto did you a favor, Hinata. You are very lucky now you don't have to worry about your first kill. Naruto gave it to you without you realizing it till it was too late. The first kill is always the worst," Kurenai consoled her. "Hinata and Naruto beat me to the first kill. This can't be happening. No one should beat me and here I didn't even get to fight," Sasuke ranted in his head. "How did Naruto and Hinata beat my Sasuke to their first kill?" Sakura raged in her head. "That happened so fast I didn't know what was going on," the rest of the genin thought. There was a muffled scream in the forest where Naruto was. Naruto came back onto the road wiping down his sword before he put it back in his sheath. Naruto stopped as Kakashi and Kurenai gave a questioning look. They were called the Demon Brothers and were hired by some guy named Gato. He said that there were lots of mercenaries and a couple other ninja ahead. He also said some guy named Zabuza would take my head for this. I think he said something about Zabuza being a former member of the Seven Swordsmen of the Mist. That is all I could get out of him before I took his head. Naruto told them with a cold, lifeless voice. Shinigami, am I doing a good job for you? Naruto mentally asked. Yes, you are my dear Reaper. Looks like you will be sending me more. It is time for your gift for your kill. Shinigami answered in his head. Naruto's eyes went wide as his kanji for death glowed and he passed out. He felt a knowledge of poison seep into his head. This came with mixed reactions, but all the group's eyes went wide as Naruto fell to the ground. Kakashi picked Naruto up and put him on his shoulder. Dobi gave himself chakra exhaustion. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kiba thought with a smirk. What happened to my Naruto? Hinata questioned. He was fine a minute ago. Kakashi, Shino, and Kurenai thought. Is this going to happen every time the kid kills? Tazuna wondered. A long explanation later, Naruto had woken up after Shinigami promised not to make him faint next time, but that meant that he could have his new abilities until he rested after the battle. The group kept an eye on Naruto to see if he would faint again. Kakashi knew it wasn't chakra exhaustion that caused Naruto to pass out, but now wasn't the time to ask. As they walked, the fog got thicker. They came across a boatman that Tazuna seemed to know. They all piled into the boat and started talking about the mission. Kiba was being his loud self. Grr. I could have taken them both down myself. Naruto, you just had to steal my kills, Kiba claimed. Yeah right, dogboy. Naruto stole Sasuke's kills, Sakura retorted. Oh really? I could have sworn you all left me and Hinata to fight them. I didn't see one of you try to help us. Naruto snapped at them. Quiet, all of you. We are traveling in the fog so we aren't detected, the boatman informed them. The rest of the trip everyone was quiet. Naruto couldn't shake the words of Shinigami. Shinigami had been so helpful, but he didn't like how the death god was being cryptic about him sending more souls to him. It was almost as if he was being warned that there was more to come and soon. Zabuza is going to be here. I am the only one that stands a chance, but maybe Naruto could help me with him. What better way to slow down a swordsman than with another kenjutsu user? Naruto alone wouldn't stand a chance though, Kakashi thought. They made land and with a quick thank you to the boatman went on their way. Kiba started to throw kunai into every other bush as he was getting nervous. Sakura was about to yell at Kiba when all of a sudden Naruto threw one of his special kunai into a bush. Naruto went to get his kunai back as he loved his new ones when he grabbed a white rabbit that was almost hit. Naruto came out after putting his earplugs in. Naruto, you almost killed a helpless bunny, Sakura yelled as she grabbed the rabbit from him. Rabbits aren't supposed to be white this time of year, Kurenai and Kakashi thought at the same time. Sakura, how can you be the smartest girl in our year? What color are rabbits in the summer? Naruto asked. They are brown, Baka, Sakura told him thinking she won. What color is that rabbit? Naruto asked with a smirk. It is white duh, huh? Sakura said. Get down, Kakashi and Kurenai yelled. Naruto pulled down Hinata. Sasuke dropped to the floor alone. Shino pulled down Sakura and Kiba. Kakashi and Kurenai pulled down Tazuna. Just as everyone was down, a blade flew just over them, embedding itself in a tree. As they looked over at it, they saw a man with his face wrapped in bandages, a brown shirt, and camo pants standing on it. They quickly got to their feet, then the man spoke. Not bad reflexes for a bunch of kids. Hand over the old man and I will let you live, the man ordered. Zabuza, the demon of the mist, I was wondering when you would show up. You can forget about Leaf Ninja abandoning their client, Kakashi called. Kakashi, the copy ninja, how did you know I was coming? Zabuza asked as he was surprised that he was expected. I don't know how he did it, but Naruto got a lot of information out of one of your demon brothers. Kakashi informed him in a voice that sounded like he was bored. Whatever. If you don't hand over that man, I will have to kill you all, Zabuza said as he regained his composure. Guard Tazuna. I will take on Zabuza. Whatever you do, Naruto, don't leave Tazuna's side, Kakashi ordered them. Well, I guess the Leaf Village will lose some ninja, Zabuza told them, then called out his jutsu, ninja art, hidden mist jutsu. The mist got thicker as everyone could feel the killer intent form Zabuza. Naruto drew swords as Hinata, Shino, and Kurenai drew kunai. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kiba were scared to death and couldn't sew anything. Unknown by everyone, Kakashi lifted his headband to show his Sharingan. Kakashi let out a lot of chakra to dispel the mist. By this time, Sasuke was fighting himself, looking at a kunai he took out. Kakashi could almost see Sasuke was about to snap. This pressure is too much. I want to kill myself so I don't have to feel it anymore. There is no way I will make it out of this alive, Sasuke thought. Don't worry, Sasuke. I will protect all of you, Kakashi told him before he did something stupid. Who is looking out for the client if you are worried about your students, Kakashi? Zabuza said as he appeared right in front of Tazuna. Naruto reacted quickly and blocked Zabuza's sword with his own, and Kakashi appeared behind Zabuza. Kakashi put a kunai to Zabuza's neck as Naruto was forced to his knees by Zabuza. Kakashi slashed at Zabuza's neck only for him to turn into water and find Zabuza behind him, bring his sword down. Zabuza jumped back as Kakashi turned into water with the hit. Kakashi appeared once again behind Zabuza only to be backhanded into the water. Something is wrong with this water. It is too heavy. Oh no, Kakashi realized too late. Water style. Water prison jutsu, Zabuza called out. Get out of here. Kurenai, you can't take him and protect Tazuna. Retreat, Kakashi yelled out. All the members of the teams but one jumped away with Tazuna. Naruto, the other hand, stayed behind to free Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes went wide when Naruto stayed behind. Naruto, you can't take him alone. Run, Kakashi tried to order Naruto. I know I can't. Who said I was alone though? Naruto laughed. You have a very stupid student, Kakashi, Zabuza laughed. Personal summons. Wolfpack calling, Naruto called out. There was a puff of smoke as Naruto slammed down a scroll he swiped his blood on. 10 very angry wolves appeared as the smoke disappeared. They were all mean-looking gray wolves covered with scars. The main wolf had a scar over his eye where Naruto cut him to show his leadership. The wolf let out a blood-curdling howl and looked over at the enemy. With a nod from Naruto, the wolves charged Zabuza. As Zabuza was busy trying to fight off the wolves with his water clones, Naruto summoned his foxes to follow the other leaf ninjas to set up traps between him and them. Naruto charged in the fray, cutting down each water clone with the help of his wolves. Zabuza knew he couldn't summon water clones fast enough to keep up with the wolves and Naruto. Before he realized what he was doing, he pulled his hand out of the water prison, releasing Kakashi. Naruto smirked as Kakashi pulled out of the water. While Zabuza was busy with the wolves and Naruto, Kakashi charged up his move. Chidori, Kakashi thought. Just as his move formed, Kakashi, Naruto, and the wolves stopped. 2 needles flew out of the trees and hit Zabuza in the neck. Kakashi went over and checked Zabuza's pulse. When he didn't find one, a hunter ninja jumped down and started talking. Thank you, Leaf Ninja. I've been on his trail for a while now. I thank you for wearing him down. I will handle it from here. The masked hunter ninja informed him. Thank you, Hunter-sama. You can have him, Kakashi said as he covered his eye and fell to his knees. The hunter ninja didn't say another word as he suddenly grabbed Zabuza. He made a hand sign and disappeared. This left Naruto and Kakashi wide-eyed as they both knew this wasn't the way hunter ninja worked. Wrath, you and your pack can go back now. Trapper, disable the traps and lead us to Tazuna's house. Naruto ordered the leaders of his personal summons as he reversed the summons. Kakashi and Naruto silently followed Trapper to the house. They only stopped as Trapper disabled what Kakashi thought were masterful traps. They made it to Tazuna's house about an hour later and Naruto and Kakashi passed out at the doorstep after Naruto dismissed Trapper. Tazuna's house. As Naruto and Kakashi wake up, Naruto woke up to find a crying Hinata and a worried-looking Kurenai standing over him. Hinata forgot herself as she saw Naruto open his eyes and she kissed him on the lips. Naruto was shocked as he never expected Hinata to confess, let alone kiss him. Naruto, never do that to me again. I was afraid I would never get to tell you that I love you, Hinata yelled at him. The passed out from accidentally telling him her secret. Why did she have to pass out before I could tell her? How can Kami be that mean? Naruto asked out loud. What are you talking about, Naruto? Kurenai asked. Simply that I love her too, Naruto said, then clamped his hand over his mouth. Ah. I take it you wanted her to be the first to know, Kurenai stated while giggling and felt a little jealous. Why can't Asuma say something like that to me? I swear all this time we've been going out and he hasn't said he loved me once. Kurenai ranted in her head. Well, anyway. When she wakes up, would you tell her? I don't think she will stay awake long enough for me to do it, Naruto asked Kurenai. Naruto went down to the living room and was shortly joined by Kurenai and Hinata. Kakashi was informing everyone what had happened. He told him out most likely Zabuza was still alive with his fake hunter ninja and that they would try again. Then, he left each of Leaf Ninja to think about what he said. I have to get Naruto to hand over those wolves. He doesn't deserve that kind of power, Sasuke thought. Naruto is head over heels with me. I can get his weapons and wolves for Sasuke, Sakura thought. I got to get those wolves. They should belong to my clan, Kiba thought. Oh no, we are about to hear a fight, Shino, Kakashi, and Kurenai thought. I got to get strong for Naruto. I can't believe it. Sensei told he that he admitted loving me, Hinata thought as she couldn't get it out of her head after Kurenai told her. Give me those wolves of yours. I am an Uchiha and Adobe like you doesn't deserve them, Sasuke demanded. No, I raised them and took care of them. You have no right to what you don't earn, Naruto shot back. Come on, Naruto. As a personal favor to me, would you give them to Sasuke? Sakura asked, sure that it would work. Why would I want to do a favor? What have you ever done for me? Naruto asked. I thought you would want to do it since you love me, Sakura told him in a sugar-sweet voice. You got to be kidding me. Why would I love someone that hits me and tried to kill me? So you know, I love Hinata, not you, Naruto retorted. Boom. It's alright, Hinata just fainted, Shino informed them. Naruto, you know those summons belong to my clan, Kiba barked. Really? I could have sworn your clan only worked with dogs. Hana never told me once I had to surrender then when I took them for checkups. Naruto retorted in a voice as cold as death. That is enough. Those wolves belong to Naruto. Everyone, we are going to work off some steam. Meet me outside to train. I got to summon Pakun to deliver a message to the Hokage anyway, Kakashi informed them. Is Pakun a bird? Naruto asked. No, he is a ninja dog, but I don't have a faster way to deliver a message. Why? Kakashi answered. Oh. Just a second, you can use Hermes. Naruto replied, pulled out a scroll and swiped some blood on it. With a puff of smoke, a letter carrying Brown Hawk appeared. Kakashi's eyes went wide, but it would be faster than Pakun. Kakashi took a blank scroll from the back of the scroll pouch on his jacket and wrote a letter. Kakashi took Hermes and released him outside. Naruto, will he come back here or will he return to his cage? Kakashi asked Naruto. Either. It depends on if the Hokage sends a reply. If a reply is sent, Hermes will track me down. His summoning tattoo makes it know where I am at all times, or rather my summoning scroll, Naruto informed him. Everyone's eyes went wide. They just couldn't believe Naruto, the dead last, was this prepared. Something had to have happened the day he failed the test, but none of them knew what. They all decided they would use their own ways to find out. I will beat the information out of Naruto, Sakura and Kiba thought. He will tell me because I am an Uchiha, Sasuke thought. I will ask if he can help me out, and if he doesn't mind, teach me how to do some of those things, Shino thought. I will have to talk to him to find out why he changed. I like this new Naruto, but I feel like I don't know him that well anymore, Hinata thought. Kakashi-sensei, Hinata-chan, and Kurenai-sama, would you swipe your blood on these scrolls? Naruto asked suddenly as he unrolled 3 scrolls. Why? Kakashi asked before anyone else could. Naruto leaned in and whispered why in Kakashi's ear. Kakashi turned and whispered it in Kurenai's ear. Kurenai did the same to Hinata. Each of them swiped their blood over one of the scrolls and Naruto swiped his blood under theirs. Summon Transfer Jutsu. Naruto called out. Kakashi, your hawk's name is Apollo. Kurenai, your hawk's name is Breeze. Hinata-chan. Your hawk's name is Shooting Star. They are my fastest hawks after Hermes and they will never betray you. I will keep them when they aren't in use. They are my gifts to you," Naruto explained. "Dobi, I deserve one of those hawks. In fact, I deserve the fastest one," Sasuke told Naruto. "I don't take orders from you. Stealing a ninja's personal tools is punishable by death too," Naruto said, cold as death as he saw Sasuke try to steal Hinata's scroll. "Sasuke, don't you dare touch Hinata's scroll or I will personally kill you," Kurenai said as she followed Naruto's eyes. Everyone packed up and locked their supplies. Naruto supplied each person with a personal locking tag as he didn't trust Sakura, Kiba, or Sasuke. Each one was keyed into the person's blood and would send a near-lethal shock to anyone else trying to open them. Naruto was glad he knew some basic seals, but he would need to learn more. They made their way out to train on tree walking when they ended up 3 short. Kakashi went inside and found all 3 of them. He threw Sasuke, Sakura, and Kiba on the ground. Kurenai knew what probably happened but asked anyway. "What happened to them?" Kurenai asked. "I found Sasuke passed out holding Naruto's pack. Sakura was passed out holding yours. Kiba was passed out trying to open Hinata, but unlike the others he was trying to open the middle pocket." Kakashi answered her but was cut short when Hinata screamed. "He was trying to get into where I keep my panties." Hinata ran over and started kicking Kiba repeatedly. Naruto and Shino joined in with Hinata kicking Kiba. It wasn't official yet, but Naruto felt as Kiba had wronged his girlfriend. Shino wanted to punish Kiba for being annoying as well as trying to steal from his teammate. Kakashi sent the 3 with Kurenai to train on tree climbing as he wanted for the other 3 to wake up for their training. 30 minutes later Sasuke, Sakura, and Kiba woke up to see Apollo returning to Kakashi. Kakashi quickly returned Apollo how he saw Naruto return his summons and put away the scroll. It was then that Kakashi turned to address the 3. "I have just got permission from the Hokage. You 3 are now all on my team. Oh, and Kiba, your mother is going to have a word or two with you when we get back. Since you can't be good with Hinata or Naruto, the team has changed. Naruto has been exchanged for you, Kiba. If it wasn't for the Hokage's mercy, you 3 would be charged with treason for trying to steal the belongings of another leaf ninja. Now for training we are going to walk up trees. Here is how you do it," Kakashi informed them. After training at Tazuna's house, meeting Inari, and hearing Inari's story. "Sorry, but this is too much for the to write. Why are you trying so hard to fight? Gato will kill you anyway," Inari, the grandson of Tazuna, asked. "We are doing our jobs. We can't let your village suffer like this," Naruto answered the boy, getting more and more annoyed with him. "You don't know what suffering is. You lived a pampered life anyway from suffering in your village," Inari retorted. "I don't know what suffering is. As bad as things are here, you know nothing of the suffering I endured," Naruto yelled back. "Whatever, you couldn't know anything about suffering. You haven't seen what I have. Here, let me show you," Naruto yelled. Naruto pulled off his shirt to show his upper body. His body was covered with scars and more than one were over vital organs. The Leaf Genin always assumed the scars on his arms were from training, but these scars on his back and chest couldn't be explained that way. Naruto's upper body looked like it was a jigsaw puzzle, and it was quite clear that he had been sewn back together in places with how far the scars went. Naruto pulled his shirt back on and left to train some more so he didn't kill Inari. "I wish he didn't show you that," Kakashi said with a sigh. "What happened to him?" Tsunami, Tazuna's daughter, asked. "Naruto was always hated by the village. He happened to be born on the darkest day in our village. The night a demon attacked us. Ever since he has been attacked, and it is always the worst on his birthday. I think it is part of the reason he has so many trust issues. A lot of the villagers see Naruto as the Kyuubi that attacked us so long ago. Naruto has no family and spent most of his time on the streets. I am afraid that what Gato is doing to this village is nice compared to what our own village does to Naruto. At last count, Naruto has had over 200 attempts on his life. How Naruto is still sane and wishes to protect the village is beyond me. If I was him, I would have pulled an Itachi." Sasuke gasps at hearing his brother's name. He was a leaf ninja, Sasuke's own brother that killed his own clan other than Sasuke. Those two know more about pain than anyone ever should. Kakashi explained while leaving some details out. Hinata, Tsunami, and Kurenai broke down as they heard what had happened to Naruto. Shino, to everyone's surprise, shed some tears as he knew what it was like to be an outcast, but nowhere close to that extent. Hiba and Sakura looked down as they were part of Naruto's pain. Sasuke seemed to have cared nothing for Naruto as he was focused on what his brother did to him. Enough of that. We need to make plans on trying to complete the bridge and protect Tazuna. Naruto's shadow clones should be a great help with the bridge. All you have to do is tell him what and how you want it done, and he, in himself, can be a crew of hundreds. I think we should leave Naruto alone for the night though. No one asked Naruto about his past. He will tell us when he is ready. I have tried to ask him several times and he just gets quiet. Kakashi told them. The rest of the night was spent talking about protecting Tazuna, his builders, and his family. They didn't have to worry about Inari and Tsunami as they soon spotted Naruto's foxes setting up traps around the house. They had just finished as Naruto sent them back and put up his scroll. No one questioned why Naruto's arms were bleeding and wrapped in bandages. The rooms changed so Kurenai and Hinata shared Tsunami's room. Hiba and Sasuke shared a room alone. Sakura was given a room of her own since Kurenai didn't trust her. Kakashi, Naruto and Shino shared Inari's bedroom. Inari and Tazuna shared Tazuna's bedroom. Shino was pulled aside by Naruto and given a hawk for his own. Like all the others, this hawk was fast but not for battle. It was brown with a white chest, and Naruto assured Shino that it refused to eat anything other than rabbits and mice, so Shino's bugs were in no danger. Shino quietly whispered in Naruto's ear before they went to bed, "If you ever need a friend, I am there for you." Shino whispered in what was now Naruto in his room. The end. Now we will see you in the next video.